Good afternoon. It's now 1:30. We're going to begin the proceedings before the Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement for the City of Palatka. My name is Ron Brown. I am an attorney licensed in the state of Florida to practice law, and I've been appointed pursuant to state law and City of Palatka code to preside over today's proceedings. This is what's called a quasi-judicial proceeding. It is not a formal court of law. There will be some things about it that might resemble a court of law. In a sense, there will be some testimony and evidence presented, and each side will have a chance to question the other if they so desire. What will happen primarily, however, is that the city has made some claims concerning alleged violations of the city code, and they're going to make a case showing which code sections are violated and some evidence to support the violation. Those people who hear responding to the violation understand we do have respondents for each of the three cases before us today. We'll have an opportunity to respond, present any evidence they wish to have, and to ask any questions that they may wish to have of the city's personnel who are bringing the case. We do not follow formal legal requirements, especially in terms of evidence. However, the statute that enables code enforcement in the state of Florida does require that the evidence follow the general due process fairness requirements of law. That is, we're going to try to treat everybody fairly and try to make sure everybody gets an equal chance to be heard and to present their evidence as equal as possible. We'll pretty much listen to what you have to say and hear what you have to present, and then we'll make a decision based on whether or not there's a violation. The evidence that is required, however, to meet the legal standard must be what's called substantial and competent evidence, and one of the requirements for that is that all the testimony that will be presented today shall be sworn testimony. So I'm going to ask that all those who will be testifying, and I know that Mr. Green and Mr. Cutright will be testifying, or Mr. Green, are all these yours today?
Yes, sir.
Only you'll be testifying?
Yes, sir.
That's good work. Eddie's got you doing all of that. All right, that sounds good. But all those others who will be testifying today, I'd like all of you to stand, please. They're going to take an oath. Would you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll be giving today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And let the record show that all those have taken the oath have affirmed the oath. What we're going to do is call the cases one by one. Since we have respondents in every case, we'll just take them in the order in which they're presented. We do have three of these today. So feel free, see what tell us what you need to tell us, and we'll try to guide you as much as possible on the procedure. First case is going to be the case 2021-17. The property located at 1412 Carr Street. The respondent named in the complaint is Jimmy Howard McDonald. Do we have someone here representing Mr. McDonald? Could you come on up, please? And could you give us your name for the record?
Marsha Timberlake.
Could you pull that mic down a little close to you? I know it's a mess here. And your name is?
Marsha Timberlake.
Are you related to Mr. McDonald?
Yes, I'm his cousin.
Cousin? Okay. And you got notice of the proceedings, obviously, and you're here for that. Mr. McDonald still with us? Is he still alive?
He's disabled.
Okay.
He's on oxygen.
All right. Very well. So what's going to happen? We're going to let Mr. Green give the position of the city, and you'll get a chance to respond. Mr. Green?
Yes, sir. I received a complaint on 2/25/2021 of 1412 Carr. The violations were section 30-171 windows and 30-32A overgrown grass. I left a door placket on there on the 11th of March. 11th of April, I'm sorry.
Do you have the, you got any evidence you'd like to present, photographs of
Yes,
the
sir.
file? Okay. Do you have those you can show the respondent? And what he's going to show in the way of photographs is going to be presented up on the screen. So you'll have a chance to take a look at those along with him. I was looking at your notice of violation, and you indicated there were all violations except one have been brought into compliance.
Yes, sir. And that's gonna be easy for her to fix. I talked to her every time I come around. She's outside and her conversate, and she's done a really good job of trying to get.
So which one is out of compliance?
So five.
Number 5.
Yes, sir.
Slide 5.
Yes, sir. That's how it looks. That's how it did look. If you go to 5B, that's how it looks now. And it's just a little bit of stuff she got to.
And that
take on to the
photograph was
dump.
taken when?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes.
You took that photograph?
Yes, sir.
And it actually represents the condition of the property and the date you took it?
Yes, sir. That's how it looks now. And as you can see, she's getting the stuff taken away. And tomorrow, she said the rest of the stuff will be getting taken away and going to the dump. And if you look at some of the pictures before and after, she done a really good job. I was surprised, really.
So everything else been solved except what you're seeing in this slide.
Yes.
Now, which code is alleged for the violation?
All the debris.
30-32A?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it looks like someone has been at least trying to comply with what the city has requested in terms of removing the debris.
I've been out there every day from the time I get my household up and ready for the day until dark.
All right. Does this photograph look familiar to you? I mean, is that the condition of the property?
Yeah,
It is?
but I've gotten a lot of it taken away and one of the lawnmowers are gone.
Yes, okay.
And Mr. Green seems to think you're doing that. Okay, well, how long do you think it's going to take you to get this done? Can you get it done in the next 30 days?
I'm hoping so, yeah.
All right. Here's the posture of this. The city's brought this to my attention at this point through this proceeding, which generates some timeframes in terms of what they want to do. Now, as of today, there are no fines that have accrued as a result of this. You've been compliant, you're trying to work it out. Usually when the city brings this up, they want to put a deadline on this to make sure it gets done within a time certain. And that time certain is going to be 30 days, day one being tomorrow. So what they're asking for, and if it looks to me like there is a violation that remains that needs to be resolved. So I can find there's a violation of section 30-32 of the code concerning the debris, which is a prohibited condition and public nuisance. What they'd like to do is to have this done within 30 days. What's the compliance date? What's today, the 18th?
Yes, sir.
What would be the compliance date? It'd be April.
Business days or just days period?
I'm sorry?
Business days?
Yeah, well, as long as it doesn't land on a Sunday or Saturday or Sunday or holiday. Just give me a compliance date. What they want to do is they'll give you a date and they'll be in an order. You need to have the rest of the debris removed within 30 days. If you
I'm
don't
hoping
do it,
most of it'll be gone
Yeah.
tomorrow.
okay, that's fine. Well, if you don't do it, just so you know, there'll be a $25 a day fine that starts on the 31st day. Okay.
Okay.
And you'll get an order that will be sent to the address of record. Is that the 1412 Carr Street?
Mhm.
That's okay. That's where we're sending this. All right. And you'll get an order that says that. What you should do, make sure you give Mr. Green a call and let him know when this is going to be done. So he can go out and check on the compliance. And if you comply, this will be over. There'll be no fine or other costs that will accrue to you. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Green, what's the date for compliance?
Oh.
Hmm?
April 19th.
April 19th.
The 17th falls on a Saturday.
That's fine. So you got until the end of the business day on April 19th. On April 20th, the fine will start. So that's that time frame. Just let him know when you're done. He'll come out and take a look at it. If it's in compliance, he'll close the case.
Okay.
All right?
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right, we're done, unless you have another question.
No,
All right. Thank you very much for coming today.
thank you.
All right. Next case is, looks like 2021-14, property at 604 Bronson Street, owner being Latanya Battles and Earl Battles.
Yes.
Do we have anybody here?
Yes, sir.
I know Miss Battles was identified. Come on up, please. And for the record, can we get your names? You're Latanya, and we have both of the named respondents. Thank you for coming today. And you've heard the preliminary. Mr. Green's going to tell us what this is about. It looks like he's got a claim concerning, again, prohibited conditions and public nuisances regarding roof and siding, and a declaration of public nuisance under section 30-63 of the city code, abandoned vehicle. Are both of these still?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, please.
On 225-21, I received a complaint about 604 Bronson Street. Was a tree in the roof and siding and abandoned car. I left a placard on the fence. Mr. Battles came down, spoke with us, what that mean, 5 days after. Explained he was going to do some stuff with DEO. was gonna try to help him get his house torn down, and they were gonna rebuild it. I think the tree was blown down during Irma. That was 2017. when Irma came through.
Okay. All right, you cited 30-32A regarding prohibited conditions and public nuisances, roof and siding. Can you show us what the roof and siding violation is?
Yes. That would be number 2.
And again, the slides that he's showing you will be up here. Thank you. I can't look at them sideways either. I'm glad you know how to do that. Sometimes on my computer, I can't make it do what I want. It's still side. There you go.
That was just a notice of a project. And that's just an introduction to the house in the car. There
Okay.
it is, right?
We'll look at slide number 3.
Well, picture
Third-
number 2 is
2, okay.
2 to us and 3 to 4.
All right, so what we're looking at is a photograph that's allegedly taken on February 25th,
Yes.
2021.
Yes,
Have you examined the property since then?
yes, sir.
Is it still in the same condition? Did you take these
Yes,
photographs?
sir.
And they accurately represent the condition of the property and the date you took them?
Yes, sir.
Show me what the violation is there.
2, there's 4. That's 4B. That was taken yesterday. Well, Thursday. Wednesday.
So is that a piece of the roof?
Yes, sir. That's a siding and the tree coming down inside the house. And it's not in the siding.
Okay,
no.
back up. Can you back up a minute, Aaron, please? I'm sure I got this going the right direction.
Yes, sir. That's it right there. Is.
Okay.
Well, that's not the same picture. Is it?
Is that the same photo?
No, you gotta go. You gotta go back one, Aaron.
Yeah.
Back to 4.
This one,
Yeah, that's
okay.
the one you got right there, Mr. Brown.
So the siding is loose from the house? Is that what
Yes,
you're
sir.
showing us in that photo?
Yes.
Okay.
And then go up another one to 4B.
4B?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that was a picture that was taken Tuesday.
Okay, and so this is one where the siding on the lower and
This is the same picture, but it's the same angle, same picture, different day.
so what's got to be done to bring this into compliance?
Remove the tree and well, he's gonna tear the whole house down. That's what need to be. That's what he's gonna do. That's what has to be done. And remove the car.
You said he's going to tear the house down?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see. Hang on, we'll get to him. All right, so see what he says about it. That's a large statement. And so show me the abandoned car.
That's the last picture.
Okay,
That's February, and then the next. That's Tuesday.
does this have, it has this car sunk into the ground there?
No, that's a tire.
The tire's flat?
Yes, and this Tuesday also. The
Okay.
next picture, 7.
Does it have any
7.
license tags on it?
No.
And this is a violation of section 30-63, just the abandoned vehicle. What needs to be done? Either have it removed?
Yes.
Okay. If you got a license tag, would that work?
Abandoned car. It has to be. He has to be able to crank it up and drive it off.
Okay. All right. So we have 2 violations, and the abandoned car seems to have a simpler fix perhaps than the roof and the siding. So whichever one of you would like to respond,
Okay, so I'm gonna respond.
we'll pull the mic down to you. So make sure we're making a record of this. and we'll make sure everybody gets heard.
Okay. All right, so we've already been devastated by Irma. So it came in my house. Me and my children live there, and Earl and I are officially together. However, we, come together when it comes to something like this. I lived in the house with my children, so I was devastated on 9/10/9/11/2017 when this happened to my house. Now I'm devastated again. Because this has come up. I wanted it to be an easy fix. I wanted to be back in my house. I wanted to live there. We were there for 15 years. However, because of this problem with the tree, it wasn't an easy fix, and it's not a little bit of money. I have that information here from Rebuild Florida. We have closed on the house. They are going to tear the house completely down and rebuild the house totally through this company. However, it is government. And so we're in a slow process. I just closed the house. We just did it on February 5th, 2021. So we're waiting on them and we're waiting on the contractor. The one thing with the house, with the car, I had not been to my house in months and Sunday. Earl go by so often and do whatever and try to keep it. What we did yesterday, he went in, that car is completely gone. That area is completely clean. And I just went by on my way home. He had sent me a picture and it is, on the way here, and it is completely
The
gone.
car is gone.
That car is completely gone.
Were you when's the last time you were out there, Mr. Green?
Tuesday?
Tuesday? Okay, they said it's
We
gone.
just did it yesterday. Now, what happened is in my mailbox was the thing from the, to say do this. On my fence was the thing. I had not even been there. Somebody said it was there, or okay, that's how we saw it. The deadline was 3/9. We couldn't do it 3/9. I didn't even find out about it until 3/11. Or had a scheduled trip already. And so we were not able to get to it until yesterday, as far as the car is concerned. The house, I have all the information from Rebuild Florida, saying what they're gonna do. They've accepted the information, and we're, like I said, but as far as the deadline, we can't give you that. All I have is the information here. They say that we've closed on it, and we're waiting on the government.
Mr. Battles, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, they had, during Irma, they had gave us, some money. And the money that they gave us wasn't even enough to get the tree out of the house, but they needed a crane to come over the house where our location to pull the house, all that. The money they gave us wasn't even enough to do that. So we still have that money, but why get the tree out? And it's been years now. The house has to be torn down because it rained. All those years been raining. It's mold and mildew all the way through the house. We hadn't been living in no, it's not livable. So we had to go through this because FEMA didn't give us enough money to repair the house. And it was FEMA, so they didn't give us enough money, but we still have that money, but it's not enough. Don't used to add more money to get the tree out in the whole house already. Demolished now with all the rain. So, everything in there we lost. We got furniture because we're looking for a quicker fix because of Hurricane Irma. Furniture, everything we lost. So it displaced everybody.
Okay. I hope you understand that. I'm just the arbitrator here in the sense of making decisions whether there's a violation or not. It looks to me like there's a violation with regard to this roof and the siding. And if the car has been removed, that would take care of that alleged violation, but the car was there at least till a couple of days ago. Having said all that, one of the things you have to keep in mind is that the city doesn't bring these claims unless somebody's complained. And apparently there's some neighbors or someone else who's complained about this. So they just don't on their own decide they're going to file a complaint concerning code enforcement violations. So somebody's out there watching the situation. And one of the things the city's in the middle of, unfortunately, and then I'm in the middle of in the sense of responding to the allegations, is can we really get something done in terms of compliance? No one really wants to fine anybody. What they want to do is get the problem fixed in some particular way. You as property owners have the pleasure of owning the property, but you also have the pleasure of trying to fix it, maintain it, and you have some issues. And apparently this has gone on for a while. How long has this been out there, Mr. Green?
How long did I get the case? How long has the tree been in the house?
Yeah. Yes, sir. How about that? How long has that tree been there?
Since 2017.
Since Hurricane.
Since Hurricane.
It's been a while. And so what's happened is that somebody's trying to get some people motivated to fix this somehow, some way. Now, the city, because of the violations, is entitled to at least an order that says there's a violation and you need some time frame in which to get it resolved. Now, they usually look for 30 days to see if you can get this resolved. I don't know what the realistic capability of that is. And Mr. Green, what are you actually looking to see from them? You want the car removed. If that's been removed, that's okay. What are you looking for from them to show good faith effort to get it resolved? I'm gonna find there's a violation. It's just a matter of how we're gonna deal with the fines.
I think they showed good faith by, like as soon as I spoke with Earl, he brought his paperwork in and showed us all this DEO information, and he explained to us that since the COVID is out, it's going a little slower, taking care of elderly people first. But I think they showed good faith. I mean, like my two bosses over there say, we are here to help, not to hinder.
Here's what we can do. I mean, I can, give you 30 days to get this process started to the satisfaction of the city. I mean, you can't keep putting it off is the problem.
I have the information, so what I've been told by them, I have the paperwork, is we closed on it. So within the next couple months, the contractor is contacting us, and then we'll get this, started as far as them tearing down the house. That's, I have that information.
Okay. You got that in writing?
I have that, and
She has it in writing with a contractors may start within the next couple of months.
Well, I'm going to leave it. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave it to the city to determine whether you're in compliance or not and try to make an effort to get this done. So here's what we're going to do.
I have a packet
That's fine.
here. I have the guy that I spoke to, which is Edward Knight. I have the rebuild Florida information showing that, we've been trying to get this. What happened with that is, like Earl said, with FEMA, is that we tried to, the money that was given. So what we had to do is, it's called gap funds. So that money had to go back to this company, and we've been working with them for the last year. So that's what kind of happened in this situation. Had we got them from the beginning, we wouldn't be here. But we're just getting a hold of this company, and they're gonna really, help us. So that's what we have.
Mr. Green, you've got 30 days. Would you be willing to accept a 60-day compliance period to see if they can get this to your satisfaction regarding making a bona fide good faith effort to get this financing done and the money in to get this resolved?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's 30 days from today? April 19th is, what's 60? I'm sorry.
No, I should have thought ahead.
So in 60 days, if they haven't, so I'm gonna call the guy, so in 60. Because that's what I've got to go by, is this guy Edward Knight. So what do I do then?
It's not in your job description, right? May 19th. All right. We're going to give you to May 19th to comply. We find a violation in both counts, but I understand there's compliance as to the car. So if Mr. Green goes out and finds out the car is gone, that one goes away. That will not be a compliance issue. If there is, however, you've got 60 days to satisfy the city that you're making a bona fide good faith effort to get something done here. After May 19th, May 20th, there's going to be a $25 a day fine that's going to begin accruing if there's not progress made on this situation. And this could come back up again if the progress isn't made. Because the clock's going to start on the 25th. The only person who can stop that's going to be the city saying that you're in compliance and that you're making an effort to get this resolved. And you need to get the tree down, I presume, is the first thing, and then see if you can get the damage shored up. And you need to stay in touch with Mr. Green regarding what that's going to be. The main purpose of this is, please get something done. Because if you don't, it's not going to go away.
Okay, so we don't want it to go away. We want to be back in our house.
Well, I understand that.
But on May 19th, I'm gonna speak to this guy and then see, because this is government ran. So we're kind of like in the mercy of them to, to see where we are at that point. I have the information saying that when in closing, that's what we were told. Did you want to say something?
And this wouldn't lead to a problem if we had the money FEMA, we really was looking towards FEMA to fix our house, and it didn't happen. Even though they gave us some money, it wasn't even enough to even remove the tree. And now, after all the years that went by with the rain, the whole house is there's no fixing. So we got to tear down.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Brown, Mr. Magistrate, if I could, in order that we could maybe eliminate some uncertainty about what compliance will consist of, I wonder if we could talk about what good faith effort would be. And my suggestion is that if they can produce something from DEO or whomever, a letter saying that there's going to be removal of the tree or removal of the house by a certain date, something that's not vague and not basically left up in the air as to when something will happen, but something that confirms that they've been approved and that there's going to be action by a certain date, then the city would consider that to be good faith compliance. Right now, and I haven't had a chance to look at the paperwork, I don't know if it was presented to staff, but I don't know if they just made an application and it's being considered, or if it's been accepted, but it's in a funding queue or line that may or may not reach them. We all have seen those programs, you know.
I have closed.
Explained.
I have
And let me finish if I could, okay? We've all seen those programs, you know, ebb and flow. So I think what we'd be looking for is, I understand it may be unreasonable to say they gotta have the tree and the house gone in 60 days. And we're not trying to create a hardship for anybody. But I think from the city's perspective, in order for us not to have a whole lot of back and forth and a lot of staff kind of involved and get nowhere, I think that we'd like to ask that compliance be something in writing from the funding source saying they've been approved and it's going to happen by a certain date. Even if that date's not within 60 days, we've got something like that, then we would consider that to be compliant.
And that's fine with me. That's the city's issue, is determining what compliance is. So my job is to find whether there's a violation, to establish a compliance date, and to put the terms of that compliance in an order. And Mr. Green, if that's satisfactory with you, now what I'm hearing is we have to have some proof of approval.
You got that now? The new stuff? You got some new stuff besides that? Broken girl?
No, it's more. That's the copy that I brought. But that's the extra.
You
got more.
I made a copy.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I made a copy.
Okay, so this is mine.
All right.
Okay.
That's yours.
But keep in mind, it still doesn't go away if
Yeah,
we don't make
want
some progress on getting this tree down, this house repaired. The city is taking a position now regarding code enforcement. They're looking at the city as a whole and trying to make the improvements necessary. And they're going to take a fairly strong stance on making this happen. So there needs to be some results. But that's all I can tell you from my perspective on it. You'll get an order in the mail that will reflect what we just decided today. And I'll leave it to Mr. Green to determine what you presented to him is adequate or not. And that can be done outside this year. Okay?
Yes.
Appreciate your coming, and you know how to get in touch with him.
Right.
Very well. Thank you. Appreciate your time today. Okay. Next case is 20-2110, addressed at 2109 Geary Avenue. And I have Nicholas Lind Smith as the owner or respondent.
Yes.
You can regale us with this. And your name again for the record is?
My name is Robin Gross.
And you are related to Mr.
I
Smith?
am not.
And who are you that you are here?
I am the new owner of this house.
My
as of March
goodness,
1st.
Yes.
bless you. Mr. Green, were you aware of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she got notice
Yes.
somehow in terms of what's
Well,
going on.
I
The
spoke with her.
neighbor intercepted the letter for
Oh,
me.
that's good. Yeah, I spoke with her a couple of times. And
Well, these are always festive circumstances and we have a new owner and you're inheriting a problem
Oh,
at the
boy,
time.
yeah. Let me tell you.
All right. So now you are the new owner of record of the property located at,
Yes, and I have
2109
paperwork
Geary.
supporting that.
all right. Well, Mr. Green is going to describe for us what the city thinks is wrong with this property. Mr. Green?
on 217, I received a complaint about 3032 prohibited nuisance, overgrown grass. holes in the roof, siding, and also vermin, rats.
Hey, could you show us some photos of what
I
we're
don't
doing?
have a picture of the rats.
Why not?
You brought a what?
I said, I don't have pictures of the rats, but the house on east side had to have a tent.
And you're going to testify, you got this rat from where?
That's right.
I'm
Hey,
just kidding. I'm
that's an
kidding.
after-
I'm not messing with
Yeah. okay.
That's an after picture.
So this is a picture of the house on Geary.
That's, yes, sir, that's the.
And what neighborhood is Geary in?
It's off Mosley. When
Okay.
That's before.
Okay. I'm a local. I try to focus where things are around here. See which properties.
This is after they.
This is the house here.
See all the debris out front? That's all
Mhm.
the stuff I can't cut down.
Well, Mr. Green, you're talking about roof damage and rodents.
Right there it is.
Oh, here you go.
There's the road.
So you bought this house after an inspection, huh?
And
Yeah,
that's,
of course.
Yeah.
that's the after picture right there on the 16th of this month.
Okay.
They covered it up.
What else?
There's another hole in the back of the house.
Okay. Is that soffit that's
Yes,
eaten there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
More soft.
Mhm.
Is the house open there? Can you back up one slide, please? Is the house open through there?
No,
It's just rotted
Yes, sir.
soffit? Okay. Is that part of the violation or just,
Yes.
okay.
And that's the big hole in the back of the house.
That's some nice oranges there.
I know, right?
Mm.
They're sour though. They didn't grow well this year.
Okay.
We've tarped though, the back.
Yes, I got a picture of that
Oh,
also.
okay.
And that's
That's
the.
the first.
So
thing I
what's the
did.
deal with the rodents? I mean, have you seen them? Or how do you know there are
Well,
rodents
the
there?
neighbors on either side said they had to tent their houses. And they were saying they were seeing the rats.
All right.
Well,
Okay. Is this the other hole in the back that's
Yeah.
That's the one
covered?
they covered up.
That's where
covered that
I
up.
had it covered up.
I presume no one's living in this house. at this-
Wait, if you want to see a picture of what I walked into,
Well,
you can't even walk through the house. I've taken 7 dump truck loads of stuff out of this house. And I've made a path through the living room and gotten the first front bedroom. That's
would
it.
you
That's not
disagree
the
with,
rest of the
yeah.
house.
Do you disagree with these photos showing the condition of the house?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I'm not even gonna argue it.
Well, I guess the next question then becomes, what are you going to do about the issues? Right now, the only thing the city's talking about is the roof.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it might end there in the future, but right
No,
now,
I've
what can
already-
be done with the roof and how long is it going to take you?
I've already contacted a roofing company to come out and have that repaired. Everything's backlogged right now. They're hoping to be out in the next 3 weeks. I'm a single grandma raising 3 grandkids, and this is quite an undertaking I took on. But for $10, I couldn't.
I can tell you this, I'm sure there are many people in the city who appreciate the fact you've purchased it and are going to attempt to try to
They are, all
revitalize the
neighbors
house.
Came out to hug me, so.
But as you probably have heard from some of the other proceedings, the city's main function and concern is to get things moving
Yes.
toward progress on
have.
solutions to bring these houses back.
I have,
So
Like-
can you get some of this done within 30 days?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, what we're going to do, make it simple today, we're going to find there's a violation of the code cited, which is 30-32A, prohibited conditions and public nuisance due to the roof damage that's been presented in the testimony and photographs. And we're going to find a violation will require compliance within 30 days, and that will be April 19th.
Okay.
A fine of $25 a day will commence on April 20th in the event of non-compliance. However, you need to stay in touch with Mr. Green,
Oh,
let him
yes,
know
I
what's
would.
going on
Yeah.
with regard to this situation. I'm sure progress
no,
will
he
be
was-
appreciated with regard to that. Like I said, this isn't really an effort to try to punish anybody. It's an effort to try to motivate people to get
I
something
really
done.
took on an undertaking. I didn't know to what extent. and
Did you
so-
see this before you bought it?
I saw the outside.
Uh-huh.
However, because rats were part of the issue, thank goodness the neighbors all put out rat poisoning and everything. So taking 7 dump loads of trash out of the house, I haven't run across one bug or rat or anything. But I didn't know what to focus on. Do I focus on the outside because, that's the eyesore, or do I focus on the inside? And address if there's a rodent problem, and it's too much to do in 30 days. The whole,
Well, right now, they're only talking about the roof.
okay.
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 They haven't cited
I'll-
anything
I'll do-
else.
I'll do the outside.
Well, And I want you to keep in mind, it's something you've also heard. The city doesn't start these enforcement proceedings on their own. Someone calls them or writes them and
Well,
complains, and then they can be anonymous.
Well, it's what happened is the house sat for over a year because the gentleman went into a nursing home. So the house sat for over a year, and I'm sure by a year's time, it was worse than it is now, actually.
Okay.
I had really good neighbors that.
All right, well, again, you've got a picture now what the city's wanting at this point in time and needs some progress. And if you put the roof on it, you can secure it and at least keep, what's in there in and what's outside out until you can make additional progress on it. I can't speak for what's going to happen next, but I would imagine that people, once you start working on it, are going to want to see more progress. So keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, they're all thankful because we cut down so much. We mowed the yard. We've been taking trash constantly out of there. I mean, I've worked really hard on this house.
Okay. All right, well, you'll be getting, we have the address correct is at 2109. Where's your mailing address?
My mailing address is PO Box 1021, Palatka, Florida.
We got the right address?
So,
So they're going to make sure we need to send it to the
Yes,
correct
please.
address for you. Okay. So I don't want you missing out on anything,
Okay.
but you already know what's going to happen and keep Mr. Green informed. All right?
I will.
All right. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no further agenda items, nor do I see respondents in the audience, we are going to adjourn these proceedings and thank you all